Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. So regarding the Sannyasa ceremony, now the classes have begun. 15 days we will have classes. Today is already third day. And now Maharaj today also will be there, classes will be there. Many of the informations you will get from Maharaj. We will try to go through the procedures and other things. Whatever is relevant in between, I will be telling. And if you have any questions anywhere relevant to sannyasa and this one, sadhana, how to, that we'll discuss as we go on, what we have to follow in our life, certain things, disciplines we have to, how to live in the monastic orders, what exactly, why do we need a monastery at all? The ancient tradition was to live in solitude as much as possible, like Yajnavalkya and all, when they take in Vedic times, when they are going for sannyasa, we see them going for sannyasa clearly. Living from Maitreyi, and we see taking leave and going for sannyasa. Sannyasa existed it's very clear from Yajnavalkya's case, at least for us. In the Upanishads references, the term sannyasa clearly comes, which we are chanting now today. Mornings we are doing to chanting. Chanting is what is reference to this sannyasa ceremony. Morning chanting all these days. Because after the Danda Visarjana, when you come back to receive, they will be uttering this, that one, Dhara Vidya. So all these days we were doing that. Today I started Trisuparna Mantra, because Trisuparna Mantra is what we are going to chant at the before beginning of the sannyasa ceremony, at the very outset. So morning chantings, and the thing is perfection. We must always, a sannyasi is perfection, absolute perfection in everything. If you do a work, any work, how much work you have done is not this one, how perfectly you have done. See, once when I was volunteer, and then once when I was in Chennai, when Swami came from this one, Belur Math, I was cutting vegetable in the kitchen. He says straight away came and saw my cutting vegetable. The potatoes I was cutting, all were of the same size. Onion I had chopped and kept. It was like powder and of the same size. He said, this is Swamiji's work. This is Thakur's work. That perfection, whatever you do, it is how, see, singing we do. How perfect is our singing. To learn one song perfectly, we need 6 months. Once we say sit, get tuned to the raga, I see many people singing, so much of energy, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಪಾಪ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹಾಡು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ perfection is not there. I want one song. It must be perfect. I don't want 1,000, 100 songs. Whatever you do, flute, to practice to present one piece on one function, how many months we have struggled on flute. One song to teach him, we take 2-3 months. Now for Swamiji's birthday, I have requested him to sing one song. From 3 months the training is going on, one song. Tabla strokes. Means 0 error it must be there, 0 error. Daily we sit, daily with the same song. You see, morning our uncle was telling, Satish uncle, some Bhatt, disciple of Bhim singer? Bhimsen Joshi, Upendra Bhatt. He went as a disciple. 2 years he did not even teach him Sarigama. He said, yes, you come, I will teach you. He left his job and went. Daily he has to fill the water in the house, go and buy vegetables, all works, cleaning, everything. Only that. Sarigama also he did not teach. 1 year over, he was burning within. He is teaching everyone, he is not teaching me. 2 years passed before you can take the first class. Because Sangeeta doesn't come by practice, by hearing Shruti. 2 years he was hearing the practicing. And when the first class, when he started, the Sarigama fluently comes, merging in the exact tuning. That Shruti, Shravana, how many times we have to hear a song clearly and then recognize the movements of the raga. You can imagine 2 years any student being not taught and asked to work. How many years we need to grow into perfection. Now that perfection, tabla playing, flute, sitar, how much efforts we put. So listen. Now whoever has learned, first thing is one song to be presented to before the society as if it is a offering to God. One beautiful flower with fragrance I am going to have. Bringing up plants in training center. See, I am every day morning I am going below that mango tree to make that small spot weedless. Every day I used to watch. I went there. Even these 10 minutes I used to go and 15 minutes I used to spend there. At least 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Weeding. I want to do. If I do weeding, there will be zero weeds. The area that where I live, no ant can come. It cannot come. I will drop things also. I will put sugar also. They will not come. So much ice I keep. So much of this one. Because shrine, when we see ants are coming, how can ants come? When kitchen, ants are coming. How did they come? Where were you all these years? One ant, if you see, chase its house. Where from it is coming? Where it has made its house? And see that much of perfection. Every day I go and sit to remove from one side I am clearing and coming. Otherwise, we will not do the same thing inside. When you do the worship, when I do the worship, if by chance I miss one step, unconsciously if I do, with whole mind, if my mind goes once outside, again I begin the puja. Till where I have done, giving my full mind. Padya I have given, Arghya I am given, consciously feeling the Thakur's presence. By the time I am doing Abhisheka, Agni Medapura, the mind has gone somewhere. And when I am bringing Naivedya, suddenly I remember, I have done all this unconsciously. My mind was not here. Again I will go and sit. Start from the Abhisheka, from Snaniya, again Dhupa, Deepa, again everything. I must do it. If I do Japa, 108, if I do Japa, one source of mind will not go out. If it goes out, I will leave that count. Otherwise it is of no use. Durga Saptashati. I used to sit in this one, 4 months in the Ekanta during the Chaturmasya. I used to do the Durga Saptashati. Fully, I used to protect myself in such a way that my mind doesn't go anywhere. Durga Saptashati takes from me, in those days I used to take about 2.5 to 3 hours chanting. During that, if once mind goes away, I will start from the beginning. Almost I will come to the end. If my mind goes away, I will again start. This is the way how we these oxes are trained. Put the plow. The first time when it puts plow, if you try to put how much of resistance, they will run here, there. You cannot hold them. Then slowly, that get so much accustomed that without plow they will not move at all. Like that perfection in everything, perfection. So that sannyasi means he is perfect in everything. Second is Shuchi. He is pure to the core. And absolutely pure. His mind is pure. No bad thought comes in his mind. How that you can imagine. He is always united with God. Sannyasi means he is ever united with God. There is no, he has given himself totally to God. So, the thought of God alone, he carries God with him wherever he goes. If he sleeps, he is sleeping with God. He is getting up with God, moving with God. He is moving in God, with God, filled with God, feeling the presence of God. So his mind, his senses, his body, and throughout his so much pure and presence of God, he doesn't keep anything pending in life. I've got something unfulfilled in the world. No pending. Both hands are up. No pending things. I have half done. No. I have got some little thing to do in the house, something thing to do in this world. No, he's clear. Every moment his file is closed. I saw one person in Madhya Pradesh. He passed away in the bus fell in this one. Singh, Keshav Singh. Keshav Singh. He used to keep his accounts every day completed. I have to give this much, I have to give to these things to people, electricity bill to be paid. Whatever is there to be done, everything is clear. Anybody, suppose a person dies, nothing pending. The file is ready there, everything, and he has nothing to do, or his life is complete every moment. His life is complete he is ready every moment. Anything he is ready to. Now, suppose Yama comes and says, you have to go, no, I got this work, that work. How many things we have bound ourselves? I have not paid insurance. I have not done this. My bank account is pending. I have given class for stitching. Nothing. I have not. All things are closed. Every moment, because he is with God always. He has nothing to lose or gain or keep pending. Clear. Every moment is clear. Every moment he has no attachments. Why he is clear? Because he has no attachments. If attachments are there, what will I do with my property when I die? What will I do with things? What will my child will do? My grandchild will do? My mother will do if I die? No pending. See the life of sannyasi. Somebody asked one Swami, Swamiji, I don't find any difference between you and me. He is an householder. Whatever I have, you too have. I have one mobile, you also have got one mobile. I have one car, you also have one car. I have my family, you have a devotee's family. You have a room, house, fine staying place. I also have. You have got fine food. I have got also fine food. I don't find any difference between you. He said, Swamiji said, yes, absolutely there is no difference. But if the headquarters ask me tomorrow to leave and go to some other place, or for tapasya, for the rest of the life, I just leave and go. Suppose I ask you to stay in 3 days in the ashrama, you will not be able to leave your house and go. Any moment, my files are closed. Any moment they come, yes. I will not even take my toothbrush and toothpaste. Nothing carrying. I will go away. I am not worried also. I have written a book half written. Nothing I am worried. This moment, anybody calls, I am leaving and going away. Without anything, without a thought of this ashrama again. Means what is nirliptata, non-attachment, dispassion. So, this is one of the important factors that keep the accounts closed, keep the account ever ready. Somebody asks, leave that work and come here and do this. Yes, Swamiji. So, no, I have half done. Why are you calling me in between? Because he is that attachment. When Swami built this one in the Ceylon, with great efforts, one big orphanage. On the day of opening, 3 days before your shift transferred, how much efforts he has put from the spade work in the beginning to the completion of the tower, Kalasha, everything he has done, collected every pie for this one. A few days before the opening ceremony, because he will get shabashi, he was transferred to a place where proper food is not available. Contrary. He has to go every day for begging.
Also, he built a temple in Rajkot. Before that, they caught him. Now, Swamiji did not completed. He told it, who will complete? Headquarter will take care.
Headquarter will take care in our life. Yes. That readiness, every day. So, we don't understand what we are doing, how my mind is working, how my body. Two things most problem creating thing in our existence, whole existence, is mind and ego. Two things. They will toss you like anything. Mind and ego. There is nothing. The mind, where all, what is that? Our anthem, ashrama anthem. Another one. हे नाथ अब तो ऐसी दया हो, जीवन निरर्थक जाने न पाए, यह मन न जाने क्या क्या कराए, कुछ बन न पाया अपने बनाए. This mind, what all it is making me do, forcing me, impelling me to do, कैसे कराता है वो, गुलाम बना देता. We are slaves of our mind, slaves of our ego. Ego is making me do. I yield, totally yield. So that's why the sannyasis are called swamis. He is swami of himself, not of the world. Swami means master. He is master of his mind. He is master of his body. He is master of his tongue. He is vakaya manasa. He is master of his mind. We are all slaves of our mind, our body. Whatever demands of the flesh, I want to go for that. No. Sannyasi is a Swami. He is master of himself. So, do you understand the responsibilities that we are going to be? We cannot be loose anymore. We cannot be, see, Yatishwaranji Maharaj was there. One Swami, I will name because he is no more here in this world, Chidananji Maharaj. Chidananji Maharaj and Ram Maharaj, they are brothers. Identical brothers, means twins. Ram and Lakshman Maharaj. Very handsome to see, excellent nature, and comes from a dignified family. So, they became Yatishwaranji's disciples. Maharaj wanted to make them remove that prestige. Maharaj told one day to keep the hereafter, you look after the Latrine bathroom, public Latrine bathroom. Means in those days there were two bathrooms, there was no underground. People will go to the खेत में चले जाएंगे with a डब्बा लेके. Others, Bhutti used to be there. But by time Yatishwaranji came, underground was already done. Pit was done. Underground facility was there. And he has to keep all the latrine bathrooms clean. That was little difficult for him to digest. He was doing Guru Akya. He cannot deny. He was doing. And then Maharaj used to ask him to do certain things which he hesitates to do or doesn't want to yield. See, like a devotee comes to serve him. He has left his shoes outside. He will ask him to go and keep it there. Such things, mean things. But in work also, superior work, office work, and looking after these things are little differences. Cows also were there. He has to remove the cow dung every day and clean. So these things, problems were there. Then Yatishwaranji sees that certain things he is telling, he is not willing to do. Then Yatishwaranji calls and tells, you must have absolute obedience. He says, you must have absolute obedience. He said, how can I have absolute obedience? You may tell me something which is not compatible with the ashrama conditions, ashrama rules, and my personal likings and dislikes. I have not grown to that level that you give any work and I can do. I am telling you plainly, some things I may not be able to do whatever you say. Yajushanji, what he says, Promise me, you will do. You will obey me absolutely. Then he will be looking. I will promise you, I will not ask you any work that God has not asked me to ask you. When God asks me to ask you, I am asking you. How much this one? I will promise you, I will not ask anything from you, any work or anything from you, which God has not asked me to ask you. Immediately surrenders. He says, yes, I will never disobey you. Whatever you see, tell anytime. See, breaking the nut is so hard nut to break. Is all this. This is monastic life. Monastic life. It is life given to God. There cannot be any bargain. There cannot be any compromise. So, it is, you have to know what is expected of you is what Thakur expects, what Holy Mother expects, what Guru Dev expects is you must bloom in the spiritual world. Like lotus blooms, flowers bloom. You have to bloom in this spiritual world. You must shrink back, close from the world. You have to bloom in God. You have to bloom in spiritual world. Then only you will be able to give something in the... What I find, almost all these, most of the ashramas especially the private ashramas, what they lack is tapasya. That's why they don't succeed in the world. Somehow they have to manage their life, doing some small work or this, that, with spiritual authority, with things. They read a few books here, there, collect some information, do some work for the society. This is not sufficient. Intense tapasic life. We have to build up real ascetic life, because we have certain defects in us which are to be washed down. By tapas we get tremendous energy, strength to conquer ourselves. We are getting strength, we are using to suppress another man. Suppose someone shows ego, I want to suppress him, so I build up my ego. Who are you to tell me? I want to suppress, so I build up my ego. I am getting strength. I am not using that to suppress my ego. I am not using it to conquer myself, to have mastery over myself. This becomes the problem in our life. So first thing is self-mastery. Self-mastery. Conquer yourself and be free in this world. You may suppress any amount of people. You may become, all will obey you. You can make someday. But nothing you will gain. You have lost everything. You have lost everything. You have lost yourself. Brahmananji Maharaj tells to someone, Swamiji's disciple, Sadananda is Swamiji's disciple. I think he was in Bhuvaneshwar, Sadananda, or somewhere, he was somewhere there, or in Belur Math. He tells that Swami, I bought a land in...
Yes, he was bedridden.
Who?
Sadanji was bedridden. Brahmanji goes and tells, I bought a land in Bhuvaneshwar.
Then?
He says, I want to be a watchman.
Yes. Sadananda.
Gatekeeper.
He wanted to make him Mahanta there. To take charge. He has to go and take charge of the land and build up. He says, I bought a land in Bhuvaneshwar. I'll be the gatekeeper. Immediately. How humble they become. So, that is our Ramakrishna tradition. Ramakrishna tradition, where खुद को कैसे मिटा दे और दूसरों के सेवा में और शरीर और मन को घिस घिस के चंदन जैसे, this sandalwood, how it wears out, as it wears out, it gives the fragrance. दीप जलता है दूसरों को लाइट देने के लिए. So, जन सेवे पाई काया जी जवावी घाव सो सुनिया मनीरी जवावी. जन सेवे पाई, whenever you get an opportunity to serve, you have to wear out instead of resting out, wear out. So, you have to wear out yourself for the service of others. And wherever you serve, whatever you do, you will get a kickback. as a test. As a test. Final test is whomever you serve, they will kick you one day. Feedback. Then you will know whether you are done for God or not. If you weep or if you run away from the situation, only two chances: flee or fight. So whatever happens, if you feel joy, when I never expected that you must honor, accept this also. I have finished my part. You are doing your karma. What is that? What is it to me? So, this is the essence. See how much we have to grow to be a real sannyasi. Yes. Similarly, one thing is inter-spiritual practices. That I am not disconnected from the divine at any time. Through unceasing prayer, feeling intensely the presence of God, doing japa, smarana, singing the names and glories of God. Bhajananand used to, when a few of us, he told, presently, for a few years, all Brahmacharis who come, first thing they take is harmonium. Be away from that for few years. God will arrange for you when you finish your things. Now, if you get 5 minutes, go and sit in the prayer hall and do japa. That alone will awaken your spiritual awakening. So, Bhajananand used to sing alone in soft voice in his room, in front of Thakur, that others cannot hear. His room was separate in garden. He will go there, and after going to room, if you give ear to his room also, you cannot hear properly. That a small sound, he will sing to Thakur and Mother. It is, I am singing only for you. That is spiritual evolution. Feeling the immediate, there is no mediation, immediate and living presence of God. Always, भगवान के साथ साथ घूम रहा हूँ. He is my eternal companion and my goal and culmination, where I am going to be one with him. Any aspect of God, Nirguna, Nirakara, or Saguna Sakar, whatever you want, Avatara, any aspect of God. In whatever way you realize God, you are beyond Prakriti, you are beyond nature. So, this important aspect, 4 awarenesses you have to cultivate. 4 awarenesses. As long as we are bodies, there are 3 ultimate realities for us: Jiva, Jagat and Ishvara. Regarding Jiva, yourself, be aware of your existence independent of body. शरीर के अतीत, शरीर के बिना आपका अस्तित्व का याद हमेशा, भान अपने मन में हमेशा रहे. Be aware, feel your awareness. Whenever you say I, it must be aware, independent of the koshas in which it is there. My spiritual existence, not the bodily existence. Bodily existence, mother only will see. When she gives birth to the child, when she keeps the name, my name was Vijay Kumar. So Vijay Kumar name was given to this body because my mother gave birth to body and saw body. But my Gurudev, when he gave Brahmacharya Diksha, he gave me independent of body. From Deha Bhava to Jiva Bhava. That is called Chaitanya, spiritual awakening. Once you are spiritually awakened, you are sitting sitting in a car. So separate, independent of body. Mindness will shift. I shifts from body to something else inside. Mindness will remain in the body. The body will be taken care as mine, not as I. After spiritual awakening. That is, I am shifting my consciousness of myself from body to, after spiritual awakening, it shifts from body to Jivatma level. That is transmigratory soul. What I am in sleep, in dream state. That portion which has come into this body and going from this body. That identification, I am Jivatman. To this, Brahmacharya name is given to this. He is Chaitanya, he is awakened, he is independent of body. As if the first Granthi, Brahma Granthi is broken. Bodily, with physical, Chaitanya and physical body, bond is called Brahma Granthi. Subtle body, Sukshma Sharira and Chaitanya, bond is called Vishnu Granthi. And Karana Sharira and Chaitanya bond is called Rudra Granthi. So Brahma Granthi breaks. Once Brahma Granthi is by spiritual awakening. Now, what you are? I am spiritually awakened. I am Chaitanya. So after Brahmacharya, I was given the name Uttama Chaitanya. Uttama Chaitanya was given to the Jivatman. Sharira mother gave, Vijay Kumar. Now from the Deha Bhava, we go to Jiva Bhava, Jiva Bhava to Atma Bhava. In Sannyasa, we go from Jiva Bhava to Atma Bhava. When Guru gives after the Sannyasa name, it is not for the body, not for the Jivatman, for the your identity with the Atman. That is why Ananda is given. First name is Murka, body. Second name is Chaitanya. Third name is Ananda. From Sharira, I am going to Jiva Deha Bhava, to Jiva Bhava, Jiva Bhava to Atma Bhava. The three names are entirely different. The moment anybody calls you, Atmananda, Atmananda means immediately you must look inside. You are calling, somebody is calling you. You have to wake up. Before you say, oh, the Atman must wake up. Atman means
searching.
Yes. Then out of range.
Computer it hangs. Out of it not, it will hang. Searching is not. It will go to hanging mode.
Please call again. So
That is old name only they can.
Atmananda best.
This was a question asked by somebody. Today Swami just why Purvashrama name is called. Today we got the result. Why is not found?
Because it is Niravava. The Atman doesn't have Avava. It cannot move. It doesn't have Vak Pani Pada Upastha Payo. It cannot speak. So karmendriya, jnanendriya, time, space, nothing exists in Atman. So if you say Atmananda,
Sometimes Madhumadima thought Atmananda, so we can keep quiet.
Searching.
so do you understand? So where from we are going, where to? What is a sannyasi? All these awarenesses must be there. Swamiji at night in Belur Math, only on Kaupina, used to walk alone on the bank of Ganga. That spirit of sannyasi. See, last class we missed one point of Maharaj's class. Royal Road. Royal Path. Swamiji says, all will realize God. Householders also will realize God. Everybody will realize God. But sannyasi's path is royal path. Same path they are walking, but it is royal path. For sannyasi alone it is royal path. Same path. Because it is not the path, it is the way in which he goes in that path. वो सिर उठा के चलता है वो दंड कमंडू लेके. He lifts his head with lifted head, and another will be walking with down head. You know the difference? You have seen anywhere? No, cricket match. Back to pavilion. One hits century. He lifts his bat and starts walking back to pavilion. When he gets another one, he wants to, the moment he has another one, he has to go next batsman. The moment he is taking 80, 90, he loses his confidence. I may not be able to do, but I will do something. May not be century, but sixers and all I can do, he will be thinking. But the thought that he comes, the first man is taking hundreds, century, he has already lost himself inside. If he was given first opportunity, he would have perhaps scored 100, but when another man scores 100, he already lost his confidence. He is capable, but first hit, sixer he wants to hit, the wicket has gone away. And he also goes back in the same path, back to pavilion. He puts in, you must see how he walks. He will put his bat in his armpit, takes off his hat, and walks. He is walking the same path that man went. That is royal path for him. This is. So, who is that? What is that sannyasa? He is simple. Even a householder, if he gives his all to God unconditionally, immediately he becomes that. He acquires that spirit of sannyasa. But it's extremely difficult to leave that. आंचल बांध के रखा है. Somebody is holding it from behind, and to something, one thread he is carrying. That thread has one truck behind. That is very difficult to break. But if he breaks, it is. We have seen direct disciples' time, how many householders became sannyasis. Afterwards, rules were made that only unmarried people will take and do this one. Many came as householders. Many do not direct disciples. 2 or 3 were married.
Kailasanji also married.
Yes.
Who wrote Great Master Translation?
Nikhilananji, Jagadananji.
Yoga Krishna.
So, they were all great. See, it's unimaginable. It is. We cannot compare the greatness of those. As a householder, they can break all the bondages. We are like beggars giving up everything. For a householder to give up everything and say, I was never married. That person is dead and gone. When Mataji was there in Himalayas, I was there in Uttarakashi. That Mata, we used to go for begging every day. About at least 50-60 sadhus will be there in every ashrama. So I used to hide and go to avoid people talking to me. And I will either go first or last. In between is they will be going on talking, waiting. So one day I was taking my bhiksha and I used to fast walk down. That Mataji came and I want to talk to you. Then I said, all right, where shall we sit? I said, we will sit where all other monks and others are moving about and sitting. Then we sat under a tree. I said, she also sat down. One platform was there. She was talking to me about meditation and other higher things. Then I was answering her. While talking, the way in which she was talking, addressing and all, I suddenly asked, were you a householder earlier? The talks will be a slightly different type. Then she said, yes, Swamiji, I must confess. Then I told, what about your family? She said, I don't recollect them, but I remember once I was married and I got one daughter also. But from the beginning, I was not willing to marry, but my parents forced me. Then I got married, but it was not totally unwilling also. Yes, all right, what is there? Then after getting married, I felt I have to go. This is not my life. Then I started requesting my husband, I will go, I will become sannyasini. Then he was not leaving. Why did I marry? I cannot leave you, this, that and all. I went on asking him, begging him, falling at his feet every day. Years passed. Then we got a child. And finally, when the child was 6 years old, yes, he said, you may go. I feel your heart so sincere and wanting. I have no objection. I will manage this child. Then I came away. And after I left my home, I never thought of them anymore, because I know God will take care of them, for whom I have sacrificed my life. Then I said, see, last moment when you left home, only one girl is there. Father is there. He will go to office. What will this alone girl will do? He has to earn, bring. Who will look after the child? If a boy was there, it's all right. It's a girl. She suddenly said, Swamiji, the person who married, who got this child, is dead and gone. She is dead and gone. This is new, some other person. I have forgotten her. I can't remember. I don't want to remember. I have buried her forever. So that's sannyasa. What a word she uttered. I said, bah, this is sannyasa. Total giving up means forgetting the past. Whole past is erased. What all happened, I cannot carry in with me anymore. What happened in the past, I cannot carry. I have no right to carry. It's entirely new birth, new thing. So, this is what we see, that no luggage, no luggage. How many things they carry. I do. See, when people talk, when it comes from inside, I see, all these are kept, so many things, so many pockets. If you open this pocket, and one thing is, if you open the inside and see, whole life's things are all lying there itself. When they will go with death alone. Those days of my childhood, you have done like this. I remember. Elderly people in those days, bore don't get puta to sangil pura. विसरना एक दिवस वापस दिवचेस. I will keep all in my parshva. One day I will return what all you have given to me. So that has no more of the past. Gone, dead and gone. It's buried forever. My life is closed. It's sealed off. There will be certain places. When you go, it gets closed. You cannot open again. Anywhere you see? Zoo. Once the animal goes and door closes, the animal cannot come out. In the medieval Christianity, you will see fathers entering into desert. Fathers are there, other certain hills where there are certain caves. There they can go, they cannot come out. Mount Athos, yes. There they will go and the shutter will be there. It falls, it cannot be opened again. The rest of the life they will spend there. When the food that is sent is not taken, the person is dead. And they will remove that, another person will enter there. That is life given. Like that, you will not put in front of you, but behind you. You'll come inside and put it. That you cannot go by. No past memories will come to you. No past. Past is gone. So, this is the sannyasa life.
Four awarenesses.
Yes. One is Jiva, be aware of yourself, independent of body. Jiva, Jagat. Try to see divine everywhere. Try to see divine everywhere. In all beings, in all objects. Third is Ishvara. Feel His living presence with you at all times. Feel the living presence, His living presence with you, and intimately love, deeply love. And fourth one is extra apart from this is one, what you are doing, karma, actions. Offer it at the feet of God. Or as an oblation in the absolute Brahman. Ahuti. Karma you are doing, offer it to God. Every moment, whatever you are doing, let it be at the feet of God. Or if you are an impersonal follower, let it be an oblation into the absolute. In Brahma, let it be ahuti. Aham juhomi swaha. The absolute. So we stop here today. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.